to Project Bring Me to Life for our card readings for the full moon. So today, this week, we're going into a full blue moon, and blue moons are when we have two full moons that occur in the same month. So it's kind of really interesting. The month of August has been pretty intense energetically and astrologically. And from July 1st, that was our first full moon, to now July 31st will be our last full moon in this month. They're like bookends on either side of this very, very kind of emotionally and maybe spiritually intense month. The energy has just been very, very, very high and intense. So to start us off today, I thought I would do a little general reading. And for this general reading, I'm going to be using our Ascended Masters Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And then today, also throughout our readings that we'll be doing together, I also have our Angel Therapy Oracle cards, also by Doreen Virtue. So when you sign into the chat room and you ask your question, you can request either deck, and I'm happy to use either one, but we'll start off with the Ascended Masters. So I'm just going to pull these three cards over, flip these three cards over. And the first card that we get is the Writing card by the god Thoth, the Egyptian god Thoth. So write. This is a card that to me is first of all signifying this very strong sense of introspection. And I love it because in this image, I'm going to hold it up nice and close to the camera, there's a big full moon behind him in this picture. Which is so great. So when you do any writing or journaling, this can be one, very, very good for manifestation. And we know that the moon cycles are very good for manifestation, particularly that during the full moon, it's a really good time to release any energy that we no longer need, release anything out of our lives that just doesn't serve us anymore. So as you are spending any time being introspective, it could be a really, really great idea to do some writing during this time, whether it be writing in order to help to manifest things or to explore what's going on for you on a deeper level, exploring your feelings, thoughts, your goals, any personal growth that you've come through this past month. This has been a month of a lot of intense personal growth. There have been a lot of planets that have gone into retrograde over the past week or so, I believe. And this is a time that kind of marks, again, that we are very, very introspective and that we are really examining ourselves. It is a very empowering and strengthening time, even if it has been, for some of us, a time that could be a little bit more maybe emotionally intense or trying. But those challenges are really good because it's really this out with the old, in with the new energy that we're coming to. So now the second card that I pulled for our general reading today is the Twin Flames card by the Ascended Master Angus. I'm going to hold it up here towards the camera and the light so you can see the picture. There we go. So Twin Flames card, this has to do with soulmate relationships in your life. And this is saying that, well, first of all, it looks like you are clearing away. I'm getting a big sign from this card that says we're clearing away any old blockages with regard to manifesting the next big steps in our lives. And the link to the idea of twin flames comes this way for this, that many times when we are manifesting things in our lives, they come through other people. And the soulmates that we meet, the people that we connect with, the relationships that we have are the biggest area, the ground zero for our spiritual growth and transformation while we are on this earth. So this is saying that, you know, throughout this process of manifestation, through all of this new self-awareness that's coming into play, our soulmate relationships are growing deeper for us in our lives, for the relationships that we already have. It could be that certain old, you know, friendships or ties that just, you know, you don't need in your life anymore might be drifting away, while new ones come on the horizon. New, important, strong ones might be coming on the horizon. So notice those things and trust them. Trust any changes that are going on with regard to attracting soulmates, and really, really trust the bond and the connection that you have with others during this time. It's going to be very strong for you and keeping you very supported as you go through all these changes. And the final card is the card Persistence. And this is by the Ascended Master, Luge. So the Persistence card tells us that it looks like we're not 100% through the woods yet when it comes to some of this releasement or some of this going through changes in life energy that has been kind of moving through us as of late. But it feels like the energy is lightening up quite a bit. And it feels like the energy is moving into a place where we really have now a strong knowingness of what we want. So where before we may have just been doing a lot of weeding out, a lot of releasing and so forth, all of that letting go, and maybe any synchronistic twin flame relationships, advice from others, support from your people, important people around you, is all leading to the sense of, now I know what my perspective is, I know it's important, and I know what I'm going towards. So I am going to persist and with strength go after what it is that I want to attract in my life at this time. So this is a very, very powerful time for manifestation. It's one of those big, kind of opportunities to jump on. It's like we're all starting to catch a very big energetic wave at this time. So there's your angels and guides just want you to know that in whatever way you see available to you, jump on any opportunities that you have. Whether those opportunities are with outside things that are happening in some of the activities or relationships that are going on, or whether they're simply internal things and your internal growth, spiritual growth or emotional growth might be demanding or asking of you to make some important changes, maybe asking of you to put away any old familiar crutches that you might have been leaning on in the past and to step forward and be brave to really be strong and to stand on your own 2 feet. This is a very, very empowering time right now. So let's all just sort of take a moment together and take one long, big, deep breath. We're going to call on the angels together and just pray. I'm going to call on Archangel Michael for all of us, asking him to be very, very strong as our guide at this time, helping us to be very, very powerfully strong with ourselves, helping us to be present with any feelings, thoughts, or emotions that are coming through us so that we can learn the highest lesson possible that needs to come forward in our lives at this time. Helping us to be very present in our relationships, our soulmate connections, as well as in recognizing new soulmate connections that we may come upon in our path. And most of all, helping us to stay persistently steadfast and committed to our life purpose path and to our spiritual mission, to be there for ourselves, to love ourselves, and to seek the fulfillment of our life purpose. You deserve this. You have the power to move through these changes and to become even stronger and even better through them. And I believe in you. So just affirm that to yourself now with one more big deep breath together. And so it is. So with that, to begin us off today, this beautiful little intention or theme for us, let's dive in with our readings for all of you. I can't wait to see what questions you guys brought to the table today.
Okay, so right now we have about 10 people in line.
Okay.
And the first one will be from Debbie. Hello, Debbie. She says, am I going to make a change in my marriage soon? And she would like the Angels deck.
Okay, great. All right, Debbie, thank you so much for your question. So I'm just tuning into your energy, and I'm going to pull for us 3 cards from our Angel Therapy deck for you. So as I'm turning over these cards, the first thing that I've pulled from the card deck is the card that you are profoundly clairvoyant. You are profoundly clairvoyant. So this is the card that says that you're seeing this situation correctly. They want you to know that you are, you have a spiritual vision of where your life needs to be at this time. So any strong feelings that you're getting with regard to this change that you want to make, follow them and listen to them and trust them, especially when they are repeated feelings. If you're getting a repeated, sort of sense of this, kind of message or bit of guidance that's coming through, you feel like it's a gut intuition feeling, and you're really starting to trust it again because you feel it with your whole being and it's kind of coming up often, then this is a yes to move towards any changes. It feels like this will be good. The second card that we pulled for this is the God Box card. Now, the God Box is something that refers to when we, for example, find a little box. It could be a physical, pretty little box that's nice and decorative where we write our prayers on it, and then we put it inside the God Box. And that's our way of sort of symbolically and mentally surrendering our intentions or our prayers over to God. Now, the God Box can also be kind of a mental or internal process as well. And again, it simply represents this idea of surrendering our intentions, feelings, and thoughts back to God. So this is going to be key for you, my dear, in helping you to heal this situation. They're saying, first of all, to communicate very strongly with yourself. They're saying that one thing that's very needed in your marriage at this time is for you to take some time to very independently, with some strong independent, focus, to turn within and have some introspective time to really take the time to get to know your feelings, to get to know exactly what it is that you need, exactly where your feelings, desires, and inspirations are coming from, and how you then want to communicate them within your relationship, how you want to bring them to the surface, between the two of you. So it could be very, very helpful for you to do any writing, because the God Box is about writing down our prayers, but it's also could be about journaling, writing to yourself, and just really take maybe a couple of days to really explore yourself, do some meditation and understand your feelings, and then surrender your intentions over to God, because that's going to be very, very helpful for you in setting forward with some of these changes. Now, the final card that we pulled for you is the mediumship card. So mediumship is a practice that usually has to do with our ability to communicate with loved ones who are in heaven on the other side. And the message that's coming through with this is that it looks like you've got strong ancestors on the other side. It looks like there's family members, beloved family members who are watching over you very, very strong and who guide you. And they're saying that they guide you in situational family sort of things, big, sort of decisions and things like that on your way, which includes your relationships. So they're saying that that's another way to really look into your heart and to find what it is that you need to do next, the next step to take. It feels like you already know, because they're showing us that the next step is written on the inside of your heart already. And I feel that it does have to do with some mode of communication, and it needs to be, a spoken kind of official mode of communication. So go ahead and spend your time being introspective, exploring your needs, exploring your feelings, and then communicating what needs to be communicated next in the context of your marriage. And know that if you need extra help, that again, you've got these loved ones on the other side who are really, really helping. So that is part of some of that repeated intuition and feelings and guidance that you may be feeling around you emotionally at this time. Part of it is coming from loved ones. So really, really go ahead and trust that. And it feels like the more you communicate then, which is our next step, again, after you communicate with yourself, the more you communicate, the clearer your path will be. They're showing us that your vision or sight is going to open up, and you're going to have a very clear vision, and it's going to be so obvious to you. There'll be no, whoa, what decision do I make? Am I here or am I there? It'll be so, yes, it's this. Of course it is. It's so clear to me. And they already say that that's kind of written on the inside of your heart right now. So this is your permission to go ahead and make that decision and start communicating about it. So thank you, Debbie, very much for your question. And let's go on to our second reading for today. CeeLo, can you guys hear me? I'm not sure if I have lost audio or if there's a lag in the connection or not. I'm just getting a big pause of silence.
Can you hear me?
But yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay.
So, you're doing great, Sarah. The next card is the next reading is from Shay, and she wants to. Well, she says, I want to focus on my current situation with having to move out and what would be for my highest good. She would like the angel therapy card.
Okay, Shay. So I am going to pull 3 cards for you as well for moving. Now, what I'm getting for this situation is that even though this may be very, very exhausting for you right now, my dear, this is so good for you. This is going to be such an incredibly healthy move for you forward. Your angels and guides are rushing to your side right now, and they're saying, this is what is on the other side for you is so wonderful as far as, you know, the new location or this new move that you're going to make, the new you know, kind of surroundings around you, that if you knew what was waiting for you, you just run towards it because it's going to be so positive and so, so good for you. So I'm happy for you just feeling how healthy this energy is as you move forward. This is so interesting. So, Shay, my dear, the first card that we pulled, and now this is the second time that a card like this has shown up, and it's a card from a totally different deck, is the Twin Flame card. If you'll remember in the beginning reading that we did for everybody from the Ascended Masters, we had the Twin Flame card come up as well. And there's only one Twin Flame card in both of these cards out of 88, 88 cards that we have sitting in front of me total. We've gotten the 2 Twin Flame cards both times. So this is a very strong message for you, Shay. And this is not just for you, but it's also for some other people that are watching as well, I believe, this idea of the Twin Flame. So they're saying that the answer with regard to moving feels like it does involve a spiritually based relationship. A very, very strong, fated, beautiful relationship with someone that you can trust to share your life with. And it feels, I've got tingles just thinking of this. It feels like this is going to really just lift up your life in a wonderful way. So if you're wondering which direction to go in with regard to moving, they're saying this is something to trust, to go towards a relationship that may be factoring into your decision making here. The second card that we pulled in our spread is the Crown Chakra card. So the Crown Chakra card has to do with our spiritual connection to God, to the universe, to your angels and guides. And this is saying to pay attention to very strong convictions and ideas and feelings that you've been getting, because this card tells us that your guides and angels, all of the powers that be that are looking out for you, have been trying to give you little signs along the way to help to guide you to the next place that you're meant to be in. They've been kind of lighting the way with little torches as they go, making it very easy for you and helping you so that everything kind of lines up with regard to this move. They're showing us that they're helping to guide the location, the the surroundings that you'll have in an interior sense, what your new home will look like, as well as what will be involved financially to make this really ideal for yourself. So when you see something that kind of just seems like it's easily falling into place, there's the availability of this new place, it's got maybe something to do with your fitting into your financial needs and that sort of thing, they're saying just dive in. This feels like it'll be really, really positive to dive in. And they're saying also, as you're searching and setting forth on this path, be sure to go ahead and pray. Do ask God and the angels and visualize what it is that you want. Don't be afraid to get nice and specific about what kind of feelings and sentiments and emotions and beautiful aesthetics and the surrounding you might participate in or experience, because that all helps to attract this new situation to you faster, this ideal situation that's already forming around you. And I love this because another thing, I just want to show you guys the picture of the card one more time. There's a full moon in the background of this card. What a synchronicity. Isn't that great? So this is a message for you, Shay, saying that you are manifesting this new move, particularly, and can manifest it with the power of this full moon. So know that, again, the full moon is a great time for surrendering. We've gotten this message of surrendering a few times, that idea of the God box with Debbie's reading before. That's also a sign of surrender it to God. And that's going to be really helping you as you move forward. Now for you too, Shay, this is really important. The mediumship card has come up once again. And it's amazing because I shuffle the decks quite a bit, and I never pick from one place in the deck. I spread the whole thing out, and then I pick at extremely random spots. So when cards show up more than once, it's usually a pretty strong indicator that this is a big sign. And again, not just for you, but for other people that are watching too. It looks like there are loved ones communicating with you, as well as your guides and angels, and who are helping you to resolve this and to get you into an environment that will feel so good. And they're helping you with the emotional side of this transition too, because we know that, again, moving can be exhausting. There can be parts of it that are very emotional, particularly with anything that might be going on in the inhabitants of your current home or family. This can be very, very intense, and it can almost be like it feels like we could almost be grieving a little bit when we're moving, because it's just such a big change for us sometimes. But they're saying that this is very, very, very positive for you. It's going to be good, and you've got so much support. You've got support from Twin Flame, from the relationships that are in your life now. Second card was Crown Chakra. You've got support from your angels and spirit guides. And final was your loved ones in heaven. This power team of support is around you, and your new happy environment and home life is assured, and you're going to love it so much. So you have full permission from God just to let go of any and all worries or fears and to step forward fearlessly. This is going to be so good for you. So thank you so much for your question. Let's go ahead and go on to our next reading.
All right, so people are taking notice. We got about 14 people who are in line. The next one is from Jacob, and he wants to know about being in balance and harmony with his life, and he would like the Ascended Masters deck.
Okay, Jacob, so how to be in balance and in harmony for your life. So I'm going to go ahead and pull 3 cards from our Ascended Masters now and flip these guys over. So the first card that I pulled for you, Jacob, is that this is a very fertile time for you. This is the fertility card from the Ascended Master, our lovely archetype of Pan. And this is a message that says this summer particularly is one that is full of ripe opportunities, beautiful friendships, connections with a community that may be around you, and it's very, very creative time. So they're saying to capitalize on any wonderful social connections that you're making, and really, really enjoy all of this new creativity. It looks like you've got a lot of beautiful creativity around you. They're showing us the sign of music around you, lots of music, laughter, and love, and some art. And they're showing us that there's deeper spirituality that comes to you through creativity. So follow that. That's the foundational key to your being in balance and harmony with your purpose and your life right now. Now, the second card, I love this card. This couldn't be more synchronistic that this came up. This is the Balance Your Home Life and Career card from Isis, the goddess Isis from our Egyptian pantheon. And it's a card all about balance. You asked about balance, and they give you a card about balance, which is why I thought it was so synchronistic and cool. So the message that comes through with this is one that says, be really careful about being strong with your boundaries. Be very strong with your boundaries when it comes to any demands that are placed on you by other people, and being strong about protecting your alone time and your free time. So we need enough time where you can just really separate out social life, alone time, rest time, playtime, all that kind of stuff from career, work, focus. And they're showing us that for you, your career focus is going to really require some alone time. It feels like you being really independent and getting quiet and clear-headed. is very important for you focusing on your life purpose or your work career path. So make sure you carve out enough time to get quiet and alone and think and contemplate, and just get creative on your own and just work, so that your work time is quality, you get what you need done, and then you can really balance it with all of the lovely activity that's coming forward for you in your social life and kind of all this bouncy, lovely energy that's going on in your personal life right now. So just make sure that you really balance out the two of those things at this time, and that'll be extra helpful. The final card that they have for you, Jacob, is Clear and Shield Your Energy from the Ascended Master El Moria. So this is a message that says that as you're spending a lot of time with a lot of people and you're going into a lot of high energy situations, be sure to clear and shield your energy on a regular basis, because the more that you find yourself going out and having fun and connecting with others, the more you're going to be taking on a lot of other people's energy. It feels like there's a lot of exciting energy around you right now, and so that can even be an impetus for you to become more emotionally and spiritually open to it all, and open your arms like a big open door and say, yes, come right on in. I am so one with all this energy. And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, you want to clear it, because you don't want to be carrying on to anybody else's junky stuff, if that makes sense. You just want to be clear and clean and focused and well rested too. They're saying get more rest and sleep and hydrate a little bit more, and that might start helping to balance things out too on a physical level, as a side note. But you can go ahead and clear and shield your energy, and that'll be really helpful. If you want any tips or guidance on as to how to clear and shield your energy, I actually have made available for free on my YouTube channel a chakra clearing meditation that you can check out. You can just kind of Google search me on YouTube, I guess, or we can leave the link for you too. But that's one spot where you can check that out. And doing some form of either chakra clearing or energy shielding daily will be so helpful for you. You're going to see a big, big change in your life, and you'll have energy to go for days and days when you do that. So thank you so much for your question, Jacob. Let's go ahead to our next reading and see how many people we can fit in today.
Yeah, we still have, about 14 more. But if we don't get to your reading, send us your email, and we will email you the next time that we have a reading, and especially the next time that Sarah will be here. So the next reading will be from Wayne. He wants to know about his current aspects of his career goals, his spiritual growth, and also what is his connection to Adnidkil and Mahasya. I don't know how to say that, but the angel therapy deck.
All right, great. So Wayne, now as I'm pulling cards for you from the angel therapy deck, I'm going to answer first your question about these two names, Adnidkil and Mahasya, I think you said. Now these two names feel like they're definitely guides. I'm getting a strong sense that these are very strong spirit guides. They're showing us this very ancient energy. They're showing us a big, tall, large presence, and it feels like one of them may have a strong connection to the stars, star people. So this could be beings with knowledge or a connection to other galaxies and the wisdom that comes from them. They have ascended master qualities around them as well, and it looks like they guide you very, very strongly, because you have a lot of light worker energy, you have earth angel energy in you, very strong, and it feels like you've got a strong spiritual mission. So they're here to coach you, to guide you, and to help you as you open yourself spiritually. They're saying that you have starseed energy in you as well, and that's another reason why they're really close to you, because they're helping you with earth life, though this is certainly not your first time in an earthly incarnation. They are here to guide you anyways, because you are kind of have a rare sparkling energy while you're here in a very fresh perspective. So that's just something that they are here to help you with. So do connect with them. Do connect with them. They're showing me that you're able to connect with them very strongly through your writing, and you channel their messages through writing that you do, through both, kind of wise words as well as any stories that come through you too. So write to connect with these guides. You can even engage in automatic writing with them, and that's where we ask our guides a question. We just pick up a pen and some paper, and you just start to write. You can start by writing any thoughts or feelings that come to mind right away, and you might notice that your hand might just pick up the pace, and you might go, oh my gosh, all this, these thoughts and words are just pouring right out of me. And it might feel like it comes from a really natural, normal place. It doesn't feel like, always my body is totally taken over and it's so woo-woo, although that does happen too. But it can be very normal to do automatic writing. So do try that out and connect further with these guides. Now, I am going to connect in with your a question about your career at this time. And they're showing us that you're under what looks like, they're saying it seems as if there's a standstill, but there's really not. They're saying that you're being prepared for the next passage in your career, and they're saying that this is sort of like going over a bridge or being squeezed through some sort of a passageway into the next chapter or phase. So it feels like, I'm waiting, I'm passing the time, I'm moving through here, but this is actually a good thing, because they're saying that extra time, or the time where you get to have some introspection, is very important at this time. And that's been, gosh, such a theme for everybody lately, hasn't it? That this time of introspection, really getting to know our feelings, and maybe even having some of our biggest vulnerabilities or even fears come up, our biggest maybe quote unquote weaknesses or perceived weaknesses coming up, so that we can just crash all those things down and bring a blank new slate into our lives. So your angels are saying that it feels like they're in a few ways you've been kind of going back to the drawing board, and they're saying to trust new guidance that's coming through now. It feels like maybe if there are old projects that you've been working on for a while, you could either table them or let them marinate, let them kind of develop, and maybe focus on some kind of a new little inspiration or new opportunity that has come your way recently. That feels like it'll be really good for the career side of things. And now, as far as these cards have to do, they all relate to your spiritual life, that other part of the question that you asked. And the first card reflects what we said before we even turn these cards over from your guides that have been contacting you, and it's you are a powerful light worker. And that is the truth. You are a light worker, and this is the time for you to be discovering that. That's what this chapter of your life is all about. It's a powerful self-discovery time, and it's a time of empowerment. And the empowerment that's happening right now is going to shape your career. So trust, love, and thank this time. Now, the second card that I have, this is the singing and dancing card. And what this card has to say to you is that it's very important for you to ground some of the energy that you've been getting. So with regard to any spiritual energy that you've been getting from your guides, or any creative inspirations that you've been getting into your mind lately, ground them physically. You can do exactly literally what this card says, to sing and to dance and to get this inspiration and this feeling and this vibration into your body and just express it. That's incredible for grounding. Also very incredible for manifestation, to sing and to dance, to bring something about into the world. But it's also a message too to awaken the divine feminine side in you. Now, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine in us. We work 50-50 with both of them, and we can balance them or use them in manifesting, when it's appropriate to. And they're saying that working with your divine feminine at this time is going to be very, very helpful part of your spiritual path and your career path. Divine feminine is all about inspiration, all about receiving, and all about being able to give birth to your dreams through a very, kind of intuitive, strong, kind of nurturing way, where it's like I'm feeling my way through and I'm improvising and I'm just able to do it. I improvise all the little details and I make it happen so beautifully, as if I were improvising a dance or a piece of music. Your third and final card, my dear, is Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael, as you know, is the healer of God. He is the healing archangel, and his message to you is to say that you are a healer in this world, that you are meant to heal through positive messages and also through your very, very positive, beautiful perspective that you have and the way that you share it with everyone on a big level as far as, you know, greater audience to share it with, and as well as on a personal level with just friends and relationships, family members. So you are a healer by nature, and this may be a time too where you're going through a lot of healing as well, because again, introspective times where we are getting in touch with our vulnerabilities are big times for a lot of self-healing, and that self-healing is what makes you powerful and ready to become a healer yourself, to make it up to that next highest level as a healer. So we all know that in order to be healers and to do, you know, this light work that you want to do, it is to do that on yourself first, to make the revolution happen within you first, and then it will follow everywhere else in your life. So God bless you and good luck. I am so proud of you, and your guides are right by your side. Continue to call on your guides, these two names that have appeared to you so clearly. You have a strong connection with them. So thank you, Wayne, so much for your question. That was really, really wonderful and great to connect with you. Let's go ahead with our next reading then.
All right. So just real quick, everybody, make sure you follow Sarah Hall on Twitter at Seraphim444. You can see it on the screen here. So just make sure you follow her on Twitter, and she posts a lot of great stuff on there. So go ahead and do that. Our next reading, let's see, where is it? Okay, is from Maria. Maria asks, when will I have a baby? And what is the time frame? She would like the Angels deck.
Okay, Maria. There is such beautiful energy around you right now, Maria, and your guides want you to say sooner than you think. Sooner than you think. So if part of you has been, you know, kind of really wondering and going, oh, I really want this baby, and when is it going to come? When is it time? It feels like they're saying sooner than you think for the timeline to be becoming pregnant and all of that. They're showing me an image of flowers bursting all around you, which is a sign of fertility. So whatever you've been doing health-wise to get your fertility kind of boosted and to plan any steps moving forward has been working. It's been really good because there's a sign of fertility all around you. And the time frame that they're giving is they're saying within about 5 months. I'm being given that time frame, so it feels like somewhere within 5 months you might know a little bit more further about specifically when your baby will come. So now I've pulled 3 cards from our Angels deck, and I've just turned them over, and I'm smiling so big because we've got another repeat card in here that I think is so great. But the first card that we have is the Listen to Your Intuitive Feelings card. So this is a card that reflects some of the energy we were starting to go off from our last reading with Wayne, and that was about getting connected to the divine feminine energy. So for Maria, for you, the divine feminine is the part of you that is very, very in tune with all of the little intuitive feelings that you're getting, particularly intuitive feelings that you're getting from your body. Listen to your body so carefully now at this time, my dear. So what that means, when you're thirsty, drink right away and don't train yourself not to anymore ignore any little impulse from your body. When you're sleepy, go ahead and sleep. They're saying that your circadian rhythm is really important at this time, so make sure you have a very clockwork synchronized circadian rhythm that you don't interrupt too much. That's going to be really, really important for you. They're showing us that extra sleep at this time is really good too, because it's preparing you spiritually and emotionally as well as physically to be ready to welcome your child into your life. And they're showing us that this child has high spiritual energy, very high, beautiful energy. It feels like crystal child energy. So do look up about crystal children. They are a sensitive kind of new child that's being born. There's many of them have been born, that there are many that are still being born. They have a lot of spiritual sensitivity and kind of extra sensory awareness. These gifts are really beautiful part of them. So really listen to your feelings, get in touch with your inner goddess, your divine feminine, that intuitive side. Listen to your body and nurture your body. Think of every bit of food that you put into your body as medicine, as a language of self-love, as a love poem that you're writing to yourself. And just surround yourself with so much gentleness and get used to receiving. To get into your divine feminine energy, it's important to really, really receive. So give back to yourself. Take a sea salt bath at the end of the day and just bask and meditate and relax. Buy yourself a bouquet of flowers and keep them by your bed when you're sleeping so you have a beautiful fragrance wrapping around you. Just give back to yourself at this time and allow yourself to receive from others too. Now, this was the card I was smiling about because it's the third time that this message has come for all of us here today, the Twin Flame card. Twin flames. So this is a very strong message for you, saying that it looks like your partner is, well, clearly has a very strong role to play in all this, and they want you to know that your partner has a spiritual role to play in this, as well as the obvious sort of being your partner and the physical role that would, be involved in having a child. But they're showing us that spiritual alignment with your partner, time to connect spiritually with your partner, whether it be through deep, beautiful conversations, whether it be meditating together, if that's something that you practice, or just spending some very lovely, reflective, quality time together, perhaps even in nature. Just really reconnecting in a soul way is going to help to attract this baby too, because that's important. The emotional, soul-based aspect of this is a very big part of showing the baby, okay, we're ready for you, come on in, and your baby's waiting for both of you to just kind of reach that little level of internal and emotional and spiritual readiness. And you guys are literally right there. It's like you're about to turn that corner and the door will be wide open for the new baby. Final card in this is, again, we have the Crown Chakra card coming up, saying that you are manifesting this spiritually, which is something that I started to already describe a little bit. But remember again that the full moon is in this picture too, and that you can attract things and manifest your things in your life by paying attention to the cycles and rhythms of the world, especially of the moon. And that's going to affect you very much with regard to being in touch with your feminine body and with the divine feminine. Pay attention to your sleep-wake cycles, as they said before, but also to the moon cycles, the lunar cycles, and sync up notice the way that your cycle already syncs up to the moon. That's going to be really, really powerful for you. And finally, they just want you to know that your angels and guides are helping you with this new, beautiful chapter in your life. You're already in love with this baby, by the way. I can feel you communicating with her higher self already. So just go ahead and speak to her. Send her little letters, little prayers, and surrender them to her, and just say, baby, I can't wait to meet you. And that is how you attract her into your life. And in fact, you're going to attract her no matter what, because you're destined to be with her. So congratulations in advance. What a beautiful, exciting chapter for you. I can't wait for your sweet, beautiful child to come into this world. She's got a lovely energy. So let's go ahead and connect with our next reading. Thank you so much, Maria.
All right. So the next one is from Samantha. She recently lost her grandmother, whose name is Connie, and she was wondering if there are any messages that you would be able to bring to her through you, Sarah, and she would like the Angels deck.
Okay, Connie. So we're going to connect with Connie for Samantha. No wonder that mediumship card has come up so many times already today. This is really a time where it feels like so many of our loved ones in heaven are very closely watching over our shoulders. And that includes all of us. Whenever we get these readings, the beauty of them is that even if you don't get a reading that day or listening to this some point in the future, the law of attraction brought you to these messages because they're meant for you too. These are all group messages that we're kind of getting. So I love, the messages that we do get. So Samantha, now as I'm connecting with your grandmother, Connie, I'm pulling over the cards that we have. And the first thing that I'm getting as I connect with her is a big smile. She's showing me her face in a very youthful form. First of all, she's showing me an image of glasses. I don't know if it was she wore glasses while she was alive. This may be something that you remember her doing at times, but she's taking them off, she's putting them on, and she's taking them off, and she's showing me a much younger face, and she's showing me all this bright energy, and she's saying she looked a lot like you. She says she has a lot of characteristics of hers that she sees in you, so she's really proud. It's almost like she says, it's almost like my genes and the spiritedness of my heart like skipped a generation and went straight into Samantha, she's saying, because she's got this really beautifully strong connection with you. She's showing me that she has a spiritual connection. She's showing me what looks like maybe prayer beads. It could be a rosary. I'm seeing little red beads. And this could be something, you know, that's significant or sentimental that she had, but it feels like there's a spiritual connection to this thing as well. Now, as I look down at the cards, the messages that are coming from your grandmother today, first of all, we have the message release. And what this message says is that this is a time to kind of check back in with yourself and let go of any of the activity or demands of life at this time, and spend time resting, letting go, and just surrendering to the flow and current of life. It is time to be still, my dear, she's saying, because there's been so much going on, there's been so much activity, and it's been emotionally intense. There's been just a lot that you've been going through, and it is time to just rest and relax. And she's showing us that peace is on its way, that beautiful, peaceful, wonderful times are coming very, very quickly, and she's carrying you over to them. It's like she's picking you up, and she's just going to lift you over and take you into those peaceful times if you just let yourself coast right now. The second thing that she wants you to know is that she's helping you with manifestation power. This is the manifestation power card. She wants you to know that she's going to be your little angel with regard to helping to manifest your dreams, especially when it comes to the practical aspects of it, whether that be in terms of money or physical opportunities or resources, finances, peoples, etc. She's really going to help you to attract your desired outcomes when it comes to your dreams, your career, and that sort of thing. She loves to see you as an empowered young woman. She says you're so empowered, and she couldn't be more proud, and she's loves the time that you live in and all the things that you do. She says that you just matter so much in the world. You're a beacon of strength. The third card that we have is the Be Willing to Forgive card. Now, this is a card that she's saying is very important with regard to not just maybe relationships in your life, and she's showing us that this could be relationships with your parents, particularly anything that you want to maybe let go of, but more so with yourself than anything else. All relationships in the end kind of translate back to parental stuff, so that's a great place to start to do a little bit of healing work if you feel so guided. But particularly if you've been putting a lot on your shoulders right now, as far as, I'm really pressuring myself to figure it all out, to do everything all at once, to, make a ton of changes or take a bunch of actions, just lessen up a little bit, lighten up with the reins, and let yourself be loose and relaxed and just flow through all of this. And one of the reasons for this is, I've actually pulled a fourth card, is she's saying sacral chakra. Now, sacral chakra is a chakra in our pelvic region, and this governs our needs, our cravings, our desire. It's also our creativity, but what your grandmother's pointing towards is your needs. And she's saying that your needs have to do with emotional needs and basic physical needs. And she's saying that it's time to surround yourself with a focus on health and self-love and self-care at this time. Really just attending to your needs. And it feels like she's going to be very, very helpful with this for you as well. She's just so incredibly nurturing. She was a known nurturer, and she's going to do that too. She's also showing us that she had a great sense of humor. It looks like she really knew how to make people laugh by saying really outspoken things every once in a while to people. So there are so many fond memories that your family members have about her. It feels like they've already started sharing great stories about her, strong personality, and just the funny things that she'd say, or the things that pop out of her mouth, or, the people that she would face, her bravery and her kindness. And they've already gotten, a good chuckle out of it, very fond memories. She is remembered and loved so much, and she's going to be sticking right by you very closely. And by the way, she says you've got the ability to hear her, feel her, and sense her when she's around. So take any time that you feel guided to connect with her, to get quiet and just sense her presence around you. She'll make it known when she's around. You'll be able to feel her. And in parting, she just wants to say she loves you so, so much. She's opening her arms and giving you a huge, beautiful hug. She loves you, loves you, loves you. And she's saying something finally about a pet. So I don't know if this has to do with a pet that maybe she had or maybe a pet of yours, but it looks like she's saying something about a pet would have very, very fond, lovely, wonderful energy around you, a very positive influence to you. It's like a little earth angel that uplifts all the energy. So she's giving you a kiss, and she says, I'm going to be right here at your shoulders. She's holding your shoulders like this, very gently. So you'll be able to feel her yourself. Thank you so much for your question, dear Samantha, and thank you for connecting us with your grandmother, Connie. It was an honor to connect with her today. All right, let's go ahead and connect with our next reading. You can try to put a couple more in.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I could feel Samantha's just overwhelming sense of appreciation. The next reading is for Sierra. She asks, will I be able to get the job with the company I am after with the Ascended Masters deck?
Ah, okay. Sierra, my dear. So I am shuffling these cards here. And the first thing that I'm getting right off the bat, without even having to turn over the cards, is they're saying a big fat yes, but they're putting it in the future. And they're saying that this is actually a good thing. They're saying that wait for God's divine timing for this to happen. Because it looks like there's some sort of experience that they're trying to garner for you, or some sort of little chapter where you're kind of going out and some new experience or some new powerful learning or credential is kind of building up under your wings and helping you to make a big splash, get a whole lot of attention, and be able to be welcomed into this company with open arms. So now I've pulled our 3 cards, and the first card that we have is the fertility card showing itself again. And the fertility card is a card of manifestation. It says that the things upon which you are setting your heart and mind at this time are really starting to manifest very, very, very strong. This is a fertile time for you to reap the benefits of all of the energy that you're putting forward. So go ahead and take action on any opportunities that have been coming your way. It feels like you're going to be flooded with lots of different kinds of opportunities. So this is a fertile, positive time. This is very good. The second card that we have for you is to take charge of this situation. This is Moses, sent from the Ascended Masters. And this is a message about assertiveness. It says, fortune favors the bold. So go ahead and be very daring. So if you've submitted an application, follow up with a call, follow up with even showing up in person and just saying, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself and, hand this maybe this resume in person just to be here and introduce myself and, kind of boldly go after this. Really, really show yourself in an assertive, bold way as if you're ready to go after things. And that is really going to make some big waves of change happen, and you're going to make a splash. It feels like career-wise you're about to make a splash. The final card is to balance your career with your home life. And they're saying that this is something that is going to come into play with regard to the manifestation of your career in general. They're saying this is why they gave you that message right about the divine timing, that everything happens in God's time. And the reason for that is that God can see all the things that you need in terms of your personal life, your relationships, and where all of that is going and how that fits in perfectly with your career. So really trust the rate and the way in which things are manifesting in your career at this time. Because it's taking you forward in a very positive way for the holistic effect of what's going on in your entire life at this time. So with a little bit of patience, it feels like you really will be working for this company in the future. And for now, it feels like the time right now is very, very, very fertile, positive for your career. Make a splash, be assertive, and just start going after this, and let's see where it leads for you. This is an exciting time for you, my dear. All right, so let's go ahead and try and fit in at least one more reading if we can today.
Okay, the next one will be Ashton. He would like the angel deck, and he wants to know about twin flame energy.
Wow, I am so glad that this is another question that's coming up. Thank you, Ashton, for submitting that question, because this has been such a theme for us today, hasn't it? And one of the biggest things that's coming out for you, dear Ashton, and for everyone else who's listening to this, again, it feels like this is a big message coming forward that's collective, that's for all of us, is trust in what you're getting with regard to these significant soulmate relationships in your life right now. Trust where they're taking you. Trust where your soulmate may be in their life right now if you've met them already, or trust the way that things are manifesting if you haven't met them, or if things are just at the beginning in terms of meeting them. So that's kind of collectively for all of us in this. Now I have pulled over your 3 cards, Ashton, and the first card that I have for you is the Healing Away Addictions card. So this card comes saying that it looks like in order to optimally prepare yourself to go to the next level and to have a deepening of love and to connect with this soulmate, it's time to clear and purify your energy, because it looks like your soulmate is very sensitive. It looks like this is someone with incredibly spiritually sensitive energy, almost to where it can be challenging for her sometimes to be around a lot of noise, a lot of intensity, a lot of other people and stuff like that. So it looks like calm, very pure energy around you is going to be really important, especially in terms of lower chakra related stuff. And when I say lower chakra related stuff, I mean the physical stuff in life. So this could be a message that cleaning your diet of anything that is mood altering, even caffeine is very mood altering, things like that. And just being really aware of putting very pure things into your life and being very, kind of purifying and gentling the energy around you emotionally and physically. This is going to help to align both of you for a readiness to move into a closer kind of status or closer intimacy together, because that is going to help to bring your heart's desire about. It looks like it's only that it's like we're saying goodbye to a lot of old behaviors or old patterns or ways of life from the past, and that it's okay to let go of any old things that you've been feeling like it's time to say goodbye to at this time. And that will be really, really helpful, because those things are going to make you, once you let go of those old things, it's going to make you strong. It'll feel like, oh my gosh, I'm standing on my own 2 feet. I don't need any of the things that I may have been, leaning on before, even if that thing was just a cup of coffee or a casual, glass of wine, or, whatever little things that we may have. It doesn't feel like it's a big thing they want you to let go, and it's not like we're talking about a major serious addiction. It's just these little kind of things that will really, really help you as you move forward. Second card that we have is the base chakra card. Now, the base chakra card has to do with usually our sense of our rootedness, our home, our career, our finances. And they're saying that rootedness is something that is going to play a role with regard to this relationship or this soulmate relationship that is on the horizon for you, kind of coming into be. It's in the midst of being born, so to speak. And they're saying that what you want to do for this is to really take into consideration where you're at in terms of your home and where you're rooted, and where your finances are, where your career is going, and where your soulmate is, and all of that, because it looks like she may be going through a time of fluctuation or change. Is there a move that's happening, or a big kind of change that's happening for her, or for maybe even both of you in some way or another? And allow those things to settle, but also trust those things at the same time. Trust those things. Your guides want you to know that whatever circumstances are surrounding this relationship right now, even if they may seem like, oh, that's challenging, or oh, that's making it so that we might not, spend as much time as we thought we'd spend together, or time in the way we thought that we'd spend together. They're saying trust those things, because these are parameters that are being set up for a reason, so that the two of you can grow together at a very gentle, guided, wonderful pace, so that both of you can grow in an incredibly quality, wholesome, loving way. It feels like things are developing very gradually, gently, and slowly, but that's really good. Trust that, trust that, trust that, trust that, because it's creating greater strength to kind of live off of as you go into the future. The final card that I have is the Indigo Child card. So this is further message that says that your soulmate is highly sensitive. So the indigo children, we were talking about crystal children in a previous reading, but the indigo children are children, people now, many of them are grown adults now, who are very, very spiritually sensitive and very physically sensitive. Indigo children oftentimes have to stay away from, again, maybe stimulants, mood-altering substances, even heavy foods, sometimes animal products. They have this desire to be chemical-free completely. They want absolute purity in their lives because it helps them so much with how energetically and emotionally sensitive they are. And that is going to transform the entire emotional backdrop of what this relationship is. It's going to strengthen both of you together. And the other little message that they have for this indigo thing is that both of you have very similar life purposes. So that's kind of cool to know too. It feels like there's a life purpose message in there, that both of you have a strong sort of spiritual rebel or spiritual warrior sort of archetype that might be in there. Like, we're here because we have strong convictions to change things, but maybe from our loving, gentle manner that we have. So continue on this path boldly, and just work on the first action steps with regard to focusing on clearing and purifying your body and your energy and your emotions at this time, trusting the pace at which everything is happening, and sharing all of this on the way with your soulmate as you go, because all of this is helping to attract this relationship that you hope for at this time. So all of my love and blessings go with you. Oh, it's so funny. I just have to add, you guys, the indigo card has a full moon in the background of it too. That's been such a theme with all these cards that we've seen pop up today. So that's really cool. This full moon, it's just something that's underscoring for us that this full moon really is a very big, powerful time of manifestation, because again, we're closing the gate as far as this very intense month of July that we just had. So let's capitalize on this last enormous wave that we're about to catch together and release whatever it is that we need to release out of our lives right now. Let's be strong, bold, and very assertive with ourselves, our feelings, and anything that we want to shift or change in our lives right now. Take your pen and go find a quiet spot in nature to do some journaling. That's going to be really, really helpful for you with any manifestation and introspection that you need to do at this time. And know, as always, that you are guided by your angels and you are so, so loved. So all of my support and love goes with you. It was so wonderful to connect with all of you guys again today. I know there were some of you that we weren't able to get to, but always do connect with us next time we get together here on Project Bring Me to Life for our card readings again on the next moon cycle, whenever that may be. I'm sure we'll give you some dates for the future very, very soon. If you need your own personal reading in the meantime, you can always connect with me by going to my website, which I see is up right here. It's at www.seraphim, and you can get more information on the kinds of readings and spiritual counseling that I offer, as well as how to contact me and get in touch. If you don't live in the same area as me, that's fine, because most of the stuff I offer is on Skype or the phone or via email readings if you want. So that is all a really great way to connect. Connecting with you guys is my biggest inspiration. So the final thing I just wanted to say is thank you so much. All of my gratitude to all of you. You all mean so much to me. And as always, thank you so much to Project Bring Me to Life. I love you guys, and it's always a privilege to join you on the podcast. Thank you so much.